welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how it must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back.
You know what it is. Welcome back, everybody. We're not going to go through the whole damn song. Welcome back, Bob. How about them Dallas Cowboys, baby?
Hey, Dallas, the entire Dallas Cowboys organization, the entire fan world, thank you so much for that welcome. It didn't need to be that big. I had dinner. I didn't need a burger, but I got a burger anyway. So thank you so much for the Burger Cowboys world, if you will. Thank you so much. What a game. Holy damn, holy damn, holy damn.
Man, I told y'all hamburgers was for dinner. I told y'all that the Cowboys was going to cook up a 40 burger. I told you not one, not two, not three, but three phases of this Dallas Cowboys team scored tonight. Offense, defense, and special teams. How about Dan Quinn for game ball? I'm with that, but how many people know who John Fassel really is?
You know who that guy is? I guess this little guy right here. That little guy right here. Anybody know who that is, eh?
You know, I'm not going to lead y'all wrong, baby. BG not just up here blowing hot steam, y'all. That's a 40 burger in the kitchen, man.
Hey, but at the very least, we had a little bit. We put some respect on the Giants at the very least and gave them a score, I think, or two. We certainly didn't say 40 burgers, Skunk City. I shout out to my boy Jason down in Miami. He's a Raiders fan. He just sent me a text. He said, "Give up your controller. It's a skunk." Which if you're an old school gamer, you would know that if you got your ass beat sitting on the couch, you had to give the controller up to the next person because you just got beat 21-0. You were skunked. And that's the way that goes. That's a beautiful thing to see, man.
Give up the goods, baby. Division win for your Dallas Cowboys. How about coming out in week one on Sunday Night Football like Tupac, baby? All eyes on us. And the Dallas Cowboys delivered. They didn't come out looking like they had rust to knock off. There was a lot of Cowboy fans said Dak Prescott was going to come in looking like he had some rust to knock off. But if you leave it up probably to the mainstream tomorrow, that's exactly probably what we're going to hear. Dak Prescott did not throw for a touchdown, y'all. Tony Pollard with 2 touchdowns, the defense with all the scores. How is it so? You know they're going to be after Dak Prescott tomorrow because, you know, he didn't throw no interception today.
Hey, you know how you stop a quarterback from throwing interceptions? You put in an effective game plan and a balanced football game with routes that are a little bit more manageable than having to run 60-foot outs or 60-yard outs all the time. Tonight, I saw a game that was called intelligently, especially when we were ahead. We were still taking kind of big chances, but we were saying to ourselves, look, even if we don't make this play, that defense is getting that ball back for us no matter what. After about 2 series, there were, offense was just like, let's open it up. And I think someone even talked about Turpin at the beginning. Exactly what we said was going to happen is going to happen. That guy's going to be part of these gadget plays. They did have him, I think, in 1 or 2 just raw running back plays. But, man, let me tell you, hats off to that game that was called tonight because regardless of whether the Giants are a powerhouse or not, they're a strong defensive team usually, and our offensive scheme really put them to shame tonight. So,
well, let's take a look at the numbers. 265 total yards for the Dallas Cowboys to 171. We said one of the keys to the game was, can the Dallas Cowboys offensive line keep Dak Prescott upright? That was a green check. Ka-ching! No sacks in the game for Dak Prescott, right? Different side of the story when it comes to the New York Giants, and we'll get to that in just a second. But that was the first key to the game was, can the offensive line, especially with Tyler Smith being out tonight, can they hold Dak upright in the pocket? We had concerns about this Texas Coast offense. And I think if you own Tony Pollard in your fantasy football leagues tonight, you're probably pretty happy because Tony Pollard actually did some dirt tonight, baby. 14 carries, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. I told y'all, baby, Dak Prescott and this Texas Coast offense ain't even got involved in the air yet. We just been on the ground.
How many yards did we hold? Old Saquon Barkley to?
Let's take a look at Saquon Barkley. 12 carries, 51 yards. Daniel Jones, 12 carries, 42 yards. So, that key coming into the game, great point, Bob. I know your segue there was, could we hold them under 100 yards? My big concern, like we said in the pregame show, was we drafted Mozzie Smith to stop the run. And it sure looked like to me that defense was getting to the spot faster than the Giants could get there, and it made the difference tonight. They had 7, count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sacks tonight.
That's insane. That is abso-freaking-lutely insane. No, look, that does not matter who the team is, man. You got 7 sacks on a team, dude, and their line isn't horrible, but their line obviously got beat pretty hard today. But let me tell you, man, that's a lot of sacks, man, and that's just because our team wanted it more, man. And I think we called that. I think we kind of had a figure that the offense was going to be sort of a manageable offense, but the defense was going to go crazy. And hats off to everybody. But let me just say tonight, that last turnover that Trayvon Diggs punched out of that wide receiver's hand is an absolute testament to how much hustle that kid has. As a cornerback, normally you just go in for that tackle right there. That's what you do. You got beat, so you go in for that tackle. Or you got beat, someone got beat. But you go in for a tackle, that's it. He had the wherewithal to punch that ball out, man. That is insane. This defense is balling for Coach Quinn.
Speaking of which, Dan Quinn, I talked about this. I've told y'all the Dallas Cowboys led the league in the last 2 seasons when it came to takeaways. Tonight, they get off on the good foot. Tonight, they get back off on the good foot with a total of 1 fumble and 2 interceptions, along with a blocked field goal return for a score. First score of the game, baby. Special teams, man. Y'all got to give it up for John Fassel. If you don't know who John Fassel is after tonight, that is the Dallas Cowboys special teams coordinator.
Brandon's asking, be red. Brandon King Sharon Reddick is asking what difference Mozzie Smith made tonight. Maybe it's one of those intangible differences. Maybe it's maybe he's getting double teamed, which is leaving some things open. But they were successful with that run. Saquon was successful with that running game for, I would say, for about let's call it about 10 attempts total until our defense corrected and shut that shit down. Game over, period. Sorry, it didn't matter. Saquon wasn't doing anything after a while. So at the beginning, maybe we didn't hear his name, but again, you don't necessarily get credit for some things because you're getting double teamed, whatever the case may be. He didn't make a sack, so you didn't hear his name. But if he's stuffing run stuffers, you don't really normally hear those guys' names because all it is a run stuff. So they normally talk about how the running back didn't do their job as opposed to a defensive tackle who did. But I think he made a difference today. But overall, the entire defensive line made the difference. So we didn't necessarily need one person to stand out today, which is pretty good.
Here's where your difference is at. 2 sacks, Dorrance Armstrong.
Bingo.
2 sacks, Osa Odi. Don't even get me to saying his name right.
Odigizua.
Odigizua. Yeah, Osa Odigizua, 2 sacks tonight. Micah Parsons, 1 sack. Tank, 1 sack.
That's gorgeous. That's beautiful.
Now,
You want everybody to get in on the game. That's great.
you get a sack. You get a sack. You get a sack.
Yes.
Now, just to give you an idea, last season, the Philadelphia Eagles led the league in total sacks. They had 70 sacks. The Dallas Cowboys had 54. 7 sacks tonight is exceptional, especially the way the defense balled out. You're talking about setting trends again. If you drafted the Dallas Cowboys defense in your fantasy football leagues, you probably won your week.
Yeah, shout out to Eric B right now. Let me tell you, I was talking some S before. I haven't heard from him today, so I hope everything's all right. But I was beating him because I had McCaffrey, I had Brandon Ayuk, and I had I forgot Travis Etienne. So that was about 60 points right there. And then I was winning. And then he's got the Dallas's defense and doesn't have a lot of other stuff going on. And I'm about to lose to him right now because he got Dallas's defense. So straight up 50 points in my league that I'm in. And you know what? If that happens every week, I will take it. I will take a loss every week with that Dallas Cowboys defense if that's how they show up. I'm cool with it.
Right now, the over-under on this game was 45 points, I believe. Obviously, on the under, Dallas Cowboys definitely with the win. They were favored 3.5 coming into this game on the road. Important divisional win. We've seen the Eagles today squeak by the New England Patriots today in New England. We won't see any more NFC East matchups until week 4 when the Commanders and Eagles play, I believe. So tracking this NFC East, Eagles won today. Also, the Commanders won today too as well. The Giants back at the basement. But this was clearly the game of the week. And I'm curious to see how these favorite alphabet networks of everybody's, your favorite 3-letter and 4-letter alphabet networks. I'm interested to see what the narrative is going to be because I would almost be willing to place a prop bet with BetMGM that the narrative on Dak Prescott tomorrow is he is still a liability because he did not throw for a touchdown.
Well, I'm going to call 2 people out right now. And just because they are female, don't jump on that, all right? They just happened to say a couple things that I thought were a little crazy. The second one, not so much. But let's just say the lady from Good Morning Football a couple days ago said, I don't understand how the hell the Dallas Cowboys are favored by 3 points in New York. Give New York some respect. There's absolutely no way the Dallas Cowboys should be favored in New York by 3 points, no matter how good anybody thinks the Cowboys are. So, in your face. And then a wonderful, intelligent woman, Cynthia Freeland, predicted 23-20 Dallas to lose based on the fact that I believe Saquon Barkley was going to be too much for us. I believe that's what she said. But regardless, that's what we were facing today. And our entire fan base knew how good this defense was going to be. We were going to be better than last year. But still, everybody was talking about how the hell is Dallas? They hate having to talk about us, but it's part of the story and it's part of their ratings. And this is the reason why, because this was what the Dallas Cowboys defense is. And that is straight shutting another NFL team out. 40 burger, game off.
40 burger in the rain. I was telling Bob and, before I made the proclamation on the 40 burger, I probably wouldn't have made it had I checked the weather report. I didn't look at the weather report today. That was a rookie mistake. I know. Bear with you, boy. We're going to get better here as we get these reps in the gym here throughout the season. But, after looking at that, 40 burger in the rain and Dak Prescott not throwing for a touchdown, this is things that make you go, where's all my Arsenio Hall fans out there? Things that make you go, and I believe they're going to try to be picking on our quarterback tomorrow because he didn't throw for a touchdown. But, for everybody saying, well, Dak Prescott didn't do anything to continue to own Daniel Jones after the night. Well, the last time I checked, that makes 11. Is it 11 wins in a row?
Yes,
Dak
sir.
Prescott over Daniel Jones. I don't know. You do the math.
Not only do you do the math, we watch these games and the games go by pretty quickly, and we're an in the moment human now because of the way information is thrown out, so we forget what happened 2 plays ago. But go back and watch the game again when it does get aired. I believe it should get aired again. I don't know, maybe because it was 40-0, it won't. But if you go back and watch that game and watch the passes that were completed by Dak Prescott, They were actually beautiful passes. He was on point tonight, executing the offense that I think was built and put together for him to not have to make so many harsh and rash decisions in the moment. A little bit more.
13 to 24 for 143 yards, no picks. That was his line tonight.
That's pretty cool. That's cool. I don't listen. I'm old school. We're all old school. I think at this point, it's the young folks that even haven't seen Dallas win anything in a long time should be happy with a win, no matter how you get a win. I don't need my quarterback to get 500 yards in order for us to get a win. I need my team to do what they need to do to get us a win and get us to that Super Bowl. So hey, great. Sorry for anybody who might have had Prescott in their fantasy league. My apologies, but for our team, that was a successful game for Dak Prescott.
Definitely. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame. I said, will we see a score on offense, defense, and special teams? And man, after the first half, I would have took you up on a bet if you'd have told me Dak Prescott would have had not thrown for any touchdowns and we'd be up 26-0 at the half. I mean, they came out, bang, bang. That first drive, Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley going down the field. I said, here we go. Like, come on, y'all got to make some adjustments. Stop clamping down in the middle. Dan Quinn came back, made some adjustments there late in that first half. We shut them down after that. They wasn't running the rock anymore after that. I mean, the Giants only ran for a team total of 108 yards. Our goal was to keep them under 100 yards, but they only had 171 total yards. I mean, that was a lights out performance by our special teams and our defense, and Tony Pollard getting it on the ground done with 2 touchdowns. So I know everybody, all the fantasy football owners, I am too as well, even though I lost. Shout out to my girl, Caitlin. Caitlin had Tyreek Hill today. Had about 45 points on me. Boy, I got beat up in my top fan league. Matter of fact, I think I caught L's in all 3 of my leagues, but that's cool. I'll take an L all 3 times in my fantasy football leagues as long as the Cowboys win on Sunday night.
Listen, this defense is going to be a tall order for everybody this year. And if you are not two things, if you are not dominant or exotic in your execution against the Dallas Cowboys this year, you are not going to beat us. It's just not going to happen. And the only 2 teams I can see in that conversation right now are the Eagles and the 49ers. And let's just say the Eagles just squeaked by a New England team today, by the way.
I mean, they had 16 quick points in the first part of that game. Outside of that, that game was suspect.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that, you know, Belichick is a defensive-minded guy coming in there at the Foxborough. I knew it was going to be a tall order, but if it wasn't for them bang-bang plays, you know, in the beginning of that game, from what I seen, I mean, there's still some question marks there, but I don't think there's any question marks other than Dak Prescott not throwing for a touchdown on this Dallas Cowboys squad. I'm curious to see what everybody and their mama going to have to say this week. But Brandon brings up a good point. When's the last time the Cowboys blanked somebody like that? We got any statisticians out here? We got any other smart Cowboy fans hanging out with us? When's the last time somebody shut out a team, especially the Cowboys shut somebody out on a prime time game?
I'm guessing you're saying shutout game where we won as opposed to being shut out, right? Because that could mean both. But yeah, I don't remember the last time we actually put a zilch on somebody, man. That's
zero, baby. Zilch, nada, finito.
That's
Yeah,
tough,
the last
man.
time we, you know, held somebody to 0 points in a primetime game.
What's up?
Great
Let's see
question,
that.
by the way.
Let's make that let's fire up that Google, guys. Let's see it. Let's get something trending, huh? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, those are also the kinds of statistics I don't think that even stick with me. I think I'm just one of those, I'm a grateful and ungrateful fan at the same time where I'm taking those wins how I get them. It doesn't really matter. 39 or 40 points don't mean shit to me as long as it equals a 0. So, we got 2017 against the Eagles. Wow. That's crazy.
Is that right?
That's a long time ago, y'all, in NFL years.
Well,
That's
I got somebody I want to call out. I know y'all heard him in the media this week. Used to play for the Giants, right? Let me make sure I'm putting this in the right area first before I get it up there and I get to running my yap. Let me make sure I get this picture up there first. But yeah, somebody was in the media talking about our guy, Dak Prescott, as always, right?
Uh-huh. Happens a lot. I said it in the pregame. It's just kind of part of the resume of the Dallas Cowboy quarterback.
Oh, I gotta cut it out, man. Give me a second. Carry the conversation. Let me cut this out right quick. I gotta get this photo up. I want to address this clown by all means.
You got some clowns. I got some clowns back here.
I got some clowns for the circus today, baby. As we recap your Dallas Cowboys 40-0 over them New York Giants.
Got some New York Giants right here. You're looking.
Here we go. I think we're in business now. Watch your boy go to work. Yeah, this guy was in the media. Remember, he was saying 10 times out of 10, I will take Daniel Jones over Dak Prescott. Does anybody remember this famous quote that came out from this clown's mouth? Somebody need to check him in. He need to go get checked. We're talking about this guy right here. Check on Tiki. Tiki said he would take Daniel Jones 10 times out of 10 times over Dak Prescott when it came to the NFC East. I mean, come on. What is Tiki over there smoking, dog? We need to find out.
Hey, listen, I don't know. I mean, I know where you're going with that, but I got to say, I know that he is a company man, just like Michael Irvin is our company man. And you will be hard-pressed to have Michael Irvin say anything bad about the Dallas Cowboys. That goes the same way for Tiki and Rondé, for that freaking matter, probably for his squad. But yeah, I don't take much of what that dude says.
I mean, I don't either. But I mean, come on, like I mean, at least laugh at the end and let us know you're not all the way 51-50. I mean, maybe that guy, and no disrespect to anybody with CTE or dealing with that, but maybe Tiki need to go get checked, dog, because Daniel Jones 10 times over Dak Prescott. Come on, man. Like even a blind man can see that's wrong.
You're smoking on the wrong pack, my friend. The wrong pack in that situation.
We on that Giants pack tonight, baby. So shout out to all of them green badges. You know this content is brought to you by all the green badges here falling in line tonight. We're streaming live on StreamYard. We're Facebook. We're on 3 locations on Facebook. We're on OAT, BDG, and the Cowboy Cousins group. Also on YouTube and on that platform called X, owned by Elon Musk. Your Dallas Cowboys with a massive division win week 1 on Sunday Night Football, 40-0. Like I thought it was going to be, I thought they would have been over 45 points. I figured it'd have been like 50 some odd points, But that weather was all the difference, man. That rain, even affecting our Dollar General kicker out there, Brandon Aubrey, who I've got in my fantasy football lineup, but he still managed to get it together. So special shout out to John Fassel. And I believe Dan Quinn should get the game ball after the day because Dan Quinn's fingerprint is all over this Dallas Cowboys team.
Listen, the division game is muy importante. You have to win them no matter what, because when it comes down to it, when at the end of the year, we know this team's going to be pretty successful. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty successful. We can't talk about anything in the next game because we don't know who gets hurt, who doesn't get hurt, blah, blah, blah. But if we're on pace right now, this defense faced a pretty decent team today that had Daniel Jones is a good quarterback. Saquon Barkley is a good running back. We know this. And their wide receivers, they're pretty decent. Yeah, they're not killing anybody.
Hey, man, I told you at the beginning of the game, if you had Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, or Darren Waller in your fantasy football lineup, to just go on and sit them if you can, because I don't think they got you any points. I know a lot of folks wasted some precious capital on Saquon Barkley. That's why I didn't go after him, because I knew he had to see Dallas in week 1. But we got to see some Deuce Vaughn in there, and you called it when it came to Kevontae Turpin. Seen him in this offense a little bit more than I thought.
Yeah, they got him in the gadgets.
I don't think we've seen any Jalen Tolbert out there, did we?
I did not, but I what the thing is I don't think we needed to. We weren't in any of those because he's 4. We weren't in 4 wide receiver sets for any reason whatsoever. Yeah, because we were having so much success with our tight ends blocking. I will say, and we can talk about this if you want. The negative I definitely can pull out, and we all should pull out of this game today, is the fact that 3 massive drops by our wide open tight ends could be considered game changers in any other facet of any game. For Hendershot to drop 1, for Ferguson to drop 2, absolutely unacceptable, man. I don't understand what was going on with that. Maybe they're going out of they're getting out of their head because they're blocking so well. But that shit can't happen, man. There's no reason we don't get rid of a Dalton Schultz so that our starting tight ends can drop passes in a game we're already winning.
Hey, man, I told y'all, just like I said, that 40 burger, Luke Schoonmaker probably going to be tight end one come mid-season. But speaking of the offensive line where the tight ends do hang out, Caitlin's talking about give Terrence Steele some flowers. On pace career last year, season before the injury, gets a new deal this offseason and delivers in week 1, especially on Sunday Night Football. Yes, shout out to the offensive line. That was the biggest key of the game, keeping Dak Prescott upright, making sure that the defense isn't penetrating like ours was, especially on that line of scrimmage where our defense was getting in the backfield faster than they could even develop a play.
King Sharon over here talking about himself in third person. Be red. Yeah, a Schoonmaker, maybe tight end one. I don't think I saw him tonight. Well, because he's TE3, so I don't think we saw him. But he's going to have to do some things. And as far as I'm concerned, that all that would need to be was just to catch a pass in order for him to be better than our current tight ends, because he dropped 3 very important ones that, like I said, in any other game would have been real killers. I don't know. It's a little bit of bum, but that's it. That's all I can pull out. I'm not a pessimist this time.
Got another big game. We got one more game remaining this week before week 1 closes out. We got an important Monday Night Football game. It's got both teams that we will see this season. It's got the team we're going to see next week at AT&T Stadium for the home opener. That's right. Karen Rodgers and these Jets are flying in, but we got them on Monday Night Football. I don't know. Be an interesting game tomorrow. All this elite talk about Josh Allen being on the cover of Madden, leading the league in total interceptions. Aaron Rodgers coming in with his Jets. I mean, aren't they? They're playing in Buffalo too, I think, aren't they? If I'm not mistaken. So very important game because, we see the New York Jets come week 2. Although it's an AFC East team, the Dallas Cowboys have had its problems with the Cowboy Killer, and I think it's time to put him in a pine box, especially after this defense tonight. I know Karen Rodgers is probably like, damn, I got to see them next week after they did that. Now, we know Karen Rodgers is no Daniel Jones, but kind of the way this defense is set up, 7 sacks. Yeah, Aaron is probably going to lose some sleep this week, worrying about Micah, worrying about Tank, worrying about Dorrance Armstrong, worrying about those guys getting in it. Not to mention, didn't we see Stephon Gilmore out there with a pick tonight?
Listen, man, that's what I was trying. That's what we said earlier. There's only so many options you can have. You've got to go to somebody, right? If you need to start advancing the ball, you got to throw to somebody. There is absolutely nowhere you can go on a consistent basis against this defense. Our corners right now are elite, and I'm throwing Deron Bland in there again.
Ooh, that boy had a game tonight, did he not?
Listen, man, that's what I'm trying to say, man. I will shout his name forever, man. It is the biggest bargain having that kid. The value we have right now with him as our third cornerback, or any of the other cornerbacks for that matter, is massive. So for him to be doing what he's doing is just part and parcel to what he is. And who are you going to throw against, man? It's too hard. I love it. It's a great thing to be able to brag about, man.
I think this is going to be the biggest test of Aaron Rodgers to date, and I think that the tables most definitely will turn, especially when the Jets stroll into AT&T Stadium. This ain't even a primetime game, y'all. This is scary. I think the Dallas Cowboys make another statement on 2 New York teams back-to-back. It's going to be scary this season when it comes to them Cowboys, especially if we get any kind of replication after what we've seen tonight with a 40 burger out the gate, y'all.
Yeah, I think that as the season goes on, we're going to start seeing that ball spread out a little bit more. But I really did like what was going on. I think if it was like 20 to 24-20 at halftime or something like that, I think we would have seen a different game plan implemented. But I think what happened was, at some point, McCarthy was like, dude, I think we got these guys. At the very least, I think we got these guys in a way where we don't need to be setting this up anymore with this. Let's just straight ahead run these plays. I didn't see any draw plays, nothing to kind of stagger or scare anybody in the linebackers or anything like that. we were just running right at their ass or around them at one point. And the simplification was simply because they couldn't stop us no matter how simple or how complex our offense was today. So that's something real big to hang our hat on, man, as fans. Like,
woo, MetLife getting 2 games on prime time back to back. Look at that, huh? Bills are in MetLife tomorrow for the Jets. The Jets and the Giants both play in MetLife in New Jersey. Ain't that cute? All the Jets and Giants fans always want to talk about the Arlington Cowboys. Go figure.
The New Jersey Jets.
Terrence Plummer brings up a good question. Says, what do we think about McCarthy continuing to call the plays? I think you were just on top of that.
Yeah, well, isn't it it's gonna be awesome until it isn't, right? Until he calls a game that you say to yourself, what the F is going on? Why do you make him do this? And because we're all great at that armchair BS. Until he has one of those games where we make multiple mistakes, that's when we'll take away his flowers. But we're going to continue to give it to him.
Yeah, even on the discipline factor, looking at the team stats, the Cowboys had 5 penalties for 35 yards against 6 for 72 against New York. So, not too many outlandish penalties there. We know the 3 opponents, in addition to the Giants, the Cowboys were up against today were obviously the Zebras. We talked about that here before when it comes to discipline, not allowing the refs of the game to muck it up by the undisciplined play of the Dallas Cowboys leading to penalties. Secondly, Las Vegas, like we said, they didn't cover on the over-under tonight. It was on the under, but Dallas favored by 3.5 on the road. That was good. And then lastly, the opponent injury. And I believe we got out unscathed tonight. Nobody injured, if I'm not mistaken. So still good to go. We got Tyler Smith still out, this offensive line. We talked about one of the major factors coming in, holding up Dak Prescott upright. It's going to be the importance for this Texas Coast offense. But, man, he got weapons around him. And I'm excited to see, maybe in some dry weather what this Texas Coast offense don't look so soggy. You know what I mean?
Well, I know the left guard that took Tyler Smith's place got hurt. So we had our third string left guard go in for him tonight. I don't know how long he stayed in for, but we did get one small injury. I don't think it was a big one. I felt like it was maybe something to his eye, if I'm being honest. I felt like maybe something, he got poked or something, but no, we didn't have anyone go off in a stretcher. Thank God. Nothing big, no hammies, nothing like that. It is game 1. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. I'm looking at this. I'm looking forward on this schedule, and I'm really, really feeling confident about it. I think Adam Ranked had us winning only 8 or 9 games this year, losing to some crazy teams, including tonight. They said a lot of people other than NFL Network had us losing this game tonight. But again, that's great. They're
never going to pick the Cowboys, man. We know how it goes. Nobody's in the Cowboy business except for the Cowboys, baby. Yeah. You're either with us or you against us. And so, yeah, we're going to keep some receipts here, most definitely. Mm-hmm. I'm calling Cowboys and Bills in the Casino Bowl, the Turnover Bowl out there in Las Vegas. We're going to see what these Bills look like against the Giants or the Jets come up against tomorrow night. I'm excited for Monday Night Football to see what's coming out. I got a lot of video to cut up, man. I'm busy tonight, baby. It is back in the trenches when it comes to this season and content here. So if you're a brand new fan, you're just following, make sure you turn on your notifications, baby. We're going to be in the gym here often. You're going to get familiar with all of my Cowboy cousins here. If you don't already know them this season, if you're fans of the other 31, we know we got fans of the other 31 that are Cowboy fans that hang out here with us too. You're more than welcome to hang out with us. We're going to be talking about NFC East a lot here this season. We're going to be talking about some fantasy football up here. We'll occasionally I see Brandon King Sharon out there is volunteering to be a third wheel on the post game. So we'll be definitely having some of our green badges join the show. So if you're a supporter, thank you. This content today is brought to you by the green badges. So if you're interested in supporting the content more, we still have 5 more spots on the quest for the 6-pack. So hit that white heart down there below in the corner or hit that white badge down there below with a heart. Become one of the next 5. Shout out to my girl Crystal Marshall down there in Atlanta. 5 more spots get you on this quest for the 6-pack. You have a 1 in 6 chance of winning. So if you're new here, definitely consider supporting the content because it's kind of like a family, right? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Shout out to our guy Sam Harris. He says, I don't see a possible L till we play San Francisco week 5. Well, we got the Jets up next, first order of business, then the Cards, minus a Kyler Murray. That should be a layup going into Arizona. We've seen the Commanders today hold out and get a win over the Cardinals today. And then after that, cracking into October, we got the Pats on the 1st. You know, that's the return of Ezekiel Elliott to AT&T Stadium October 1st.
What are you doing tonight?
Going into the opposing locker room. Then we got the Niners week 5, and especially after today, I know there's a lot of hype. We're going to be hearing that this week. That's probably going to be the game they're going to want to talk about is the San Francisco 49ers beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, 30-7 today. They're going to want to talk about your guy, CMC, and Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, Yahoo gave me a D- because I reached too high for Brandon Ayuk. Ain't that some shit? The thing that they don't take into account is that it's you reach based on what they rank them as. You know what I mean? Like nobody gives a shit about when you start seeing quarterbacks go in your fantasy league. You start drafting quarterbacks, dude, because that's what you got to do. But so I'm not worried about that. I'm just saying those who know, and sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. And those who grab the Dallas Cowboys defense this week, damn you, because I tried hard to do it. I've had them every year for the last 4 freaking years because nobody wanted them. Now all of a sudden they're getting picked up 3rd, 4th round. I see how it is.
Yeah, no, not too much luck out there for Zeke today. I think he had a pass, a caught short pass, went for a fumble. So, yeah, I mean, he's no longer a Cowboy anymore. I thought I would never see the day, but definitely got them coming in on October 1st. So that's going to be a great game. Then the Niners week 5, we got that trifecta on the West Coast. We got the Niners, the Cowboys at SoFi. Then we got the bye week and then the Rams to finish out the month. But, I mean, 14-3, I mean, that's kind of been what I've been thinking. We went 12-5. I believe this Cowboys team got better. I think we've seen that tonight.
Yep.
We didn't have a lot of turnover on this squad. You know, we didn't lose a lot of starters. The Dallas Cowboys added key helmets on both sides of the ball. With that being said, this team has gotten better. It should reflect in the regular season. I'm just curious, you know, once we get into some drier weather to see how Dak and this arsenal of his with this gun he got, can he get it on target? You know, shout out to CD Lamb. I think he had 14 catches for 77 yards tonight. So there's your big fantasy studs tonight.
CD Lamb, I was kind of wondering what happened.
Tony Pollard for 2 scores. What was that?
He was quiet for a good amount of the game, and then
yeah, two big chunk plays.
Yeah,
they were real nice by Dak. So, and Dak was throwing in a couple tight windows there again in the game too. I had a little PTSD flashback. I was like, oh no, I wasn't ready for the unthinkable. But our guy made it through week 1 without an interception, holding good on his promise tonight. You guys to be happy about the Dallas Cowboys coming out and not looking like we needed to knock off rust, coming slow out the gate, trying to get down with a division opponent in the mud, literally on a rainy night, and trying to get out a win. They did it in comfortable fashion, 40-0.
Yeah, no, the Giants were getting a lot of flowers too, man. They were talking about how they were improved and Dayball and blah, 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 and how they were going to be much better this year. And again, they don't want to talk about how much better Dallas got either, because God forbid that's what they do. But I'll tell you this much. The team that we've got to beat this year is Philly, and that's just plain and simple. We can enjoy all of these other wins, but the team we must beat this year 2 times minimum is the Eagles, and we must do it in a fashion that takes their freaking heart away the second time we play them, because absolutely nobody else matters. And I know Washington had a victory today, right? I think they did okay, or whatever the case may be.
They barely beat a struggling Arizona team without a Kyler Murray. So
they're not doing anything scary over there either. Philadelphia is the team for us to beat. Set our sights on them. I'm not saying focus on them. I'm just saying that's the team we got to beat.
No, I agree with you. Week 9, we got definitely enough time for it to build up. I mean, Eagles won today, so they're going to be big up in Jalen Hurts and then being able to beat a Belichick over there.
Yeah.
But again, Dak and Jalen is going to be the big question mark. Head up. Can they both stay healthy? Will we see them battle each other week 9 head up? We know Dak owns that head up 1-0. I mean, Dak is now 28-7, I believe, against NFC East teams. He is still the daddy until otherwise noted. And I'm a little curious to see what's going to happen with this Eagles squad after the day moving forward. So I'm going to be watching them, as I believe the Eagles and the Commanders play week 4. So definitely something to watch out for. But you got to love the way the Cowboys got started tonight. Can they repeat it next week? Now the consistency has got to come into play. Will they be able to knock off a New York Giant or New York Jets team, especially retooled? Got a great defense over there. They got some superstars on their offense. I think got a pretty good receiver over there, I think. Aaron Rodgers loves to play in AT&T Stadium. And if the Dallas Cowboys can finally put Aaron Rodgers in a pine box, we can put all this Aaron Rodgers PTSD to rest, baby. Like, we can compartmentalize that shit and deep six it.
I think it's going to happen. I think
You know
it'll
what I
happen.
mean?
I think it'll happen, man. We got the tools, man. We got what we need, man. This is what we've been asking for a long time, man. The offensive line is decent, and as soon as we get Tyler back, it'll be strong as hell. And our defense is definitely one of the best in the top 3 in the NFL right now. So we've got the season that we want lined up right now, right before our eyes. It is up to the millionaire kids to put it all together and win.
And as we close it out, great segue. Terrence Plummer capping it all says, we can beat the bad man and the Jets. I believe we can beat the bad man and the Jets too. It has been an absolute pleasure having you back here tonight, Bob. Looking forward to having you on the pregame and postgame. This is a growing show. We plan to be here live on the pregame and the postgame. Yours truly during every halftime here this season. We're going to turn it up a notch. Bob's got some grow stuff he's going to be sharing with us. I know he's got some plants that are growing in his tent back there. He's going to want to share with everybody here. So might be seeing some more of that content coming along the way too. But if you're happy your Dallas Cowboys won, I need you to like this video. And if you watch this after the fact, do me a favor, leave a comment, say #replay, and let us know what were your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys tonight, coming out looking like they didn't need to knock off no rubs. Any parting words before we get out of here? Oh, Cannabis won.
I'll tell you what, Dallas Cowboys did exactly what I wanted them to do. Did I think they were going to do what they did? No, man, but they did a great job, man. And man, it's just something I hang our hats on. So we can go through the rest of the week now. Monday's going to be beautiful. We're going to walk through it. We're going to be thinking about the Jets. And it's going to be a wonderful thing because we'll have a good amount of time to go through it all, go through another Sunday, all that good stuff, man. I will say this. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Go to YouTube, Cultivating with the Cannabis Cowboy. Go ahead and check it out. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year. I'm about 888 right now, I think, which is one of my favorite number combinations there, as you know. Get through the 88, baby. But yeah, if you can, throw me a sub. That'd be beautiful. Regardless, check us out pre-game, post-game next week anyway, because we're not going anywhere. This is what we're doing all season.
It's only going to get better, y'all. We're going to incorporate a little bit of fantasy football. Like we said, incorporate some green badges. So if you're a green badge supporter of this content and you'd like to come up and be featured like our guy Brandon King Sharon already took the initiative, said he'd love to come up on the show. We'd love to have our green badges join us and discuss your Dallas Cowboys here this season. So if you like the content here, if you're really digging it, you want to become part of this community, hit that white badge down there with a heart. Become a supporter. Join Bob and us this season as our show grows. We got week 2 coming up next. The Bad Man and the New York Jets at the home opener at AT&T Stadium, baby. You ready?
Yeah, with my Magnum, taking out some putos. We're going to take care of it, my friend. You know it.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all joining us. And that's it, baby. Dallas Cowboys 40. New York Giants, zilch. Dallas Cowboys 1-0 in the NFC East, baby. Follow the leader. I'm BG. He's Bob. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.